What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Miltnificent coming back with another quick sneaker review. And today, we finally got the iconic Jordan 4 Breds. I've seen a lot of reviews. It's cool, but you gotta understand the story behind the review, behind the shoe, I should say, because it's very iconic. You should know what happened, why it happened, kind of like the start of Jordan and his legacy and what he's known about and what he showcased on national TV. And I'll break that down, but let's get into the shoe. We're not going to waste time. You done seen a bunch of videos, a bunch of reviews. I'm opening this up for the first time. I've seen it up close, but shout out to East Bay, because I actually did hit on the sneakers app, because this shoe, when it first displayed or when it first released at 10 o'clock, it was kind of sitting for a minute. And then eventually, over time, it started going by. I even hit on the sneakers app, and it's been a while since I actually hit on that app since I've been having the issues. I think I cleared it up by doing something else. So hopefully that won't be a problem with the sneakers thing moving forward. But you're definitely still having an issue with my previous account, which I quite honestly just given up. So let's get into the shoe right here. And we all know what the box is. We all know what's going on. We got the Flight. Original Flight box. Let's just get rid of this. I gotta be careful because I'm working on a couple projects right now. But anyway, so let's just get into the shoe. Now, I'm gonna open this up. No dramatic, music or anything like that. Straight to the shoe. And it's kind of what I expected. Now, this is not my first time owning a pair of Jordan 4s, because the first one that I had was the Travis Scotts that released. I ended up not keeping them because somebody wanted a crazy amount for them. So, but this is the first one that I'm going to actually buy and actually keep. So, Jordan 4 is a very iconic shoe. They call it the Bred, some call it the Cements. Hey, let's just get rid of this. You got to keep in mind, Tinker Hatfield, obviously the creator of the shoe, took little glimpses of the Jordan 4 incorporated from the Jordan 3. So if you look on the shoe, and I know a lot of people are kind of like on the edge of, why is the material not as good as it was before? This shoe released 4 different times prior. This is excluding this year. 1989. I believe the second one was 1999. The third one was 2008, and I think the fourth one was 2012. Outside of keeping the generic Nike Air on the back, which is from 1989, they moved it around, and then I want to say 1999, the last 3 releases all replaced with the Jordan logo on the heel of the shoe, on the bottom of the shoe, and they kept it on the front, or the tongue, I should say, which is cool. So people are complaining about the material from the Jordan 4 sneaker, but quite honestly, it's like a synthetic suede. It's not really fully blown like buttery backstroke suede, but at the same time, you want to preserve the life of this shoe. If you kept it the original way, over time, it's going to kind of disintegrate. That makes sense. Like, it's not going to be as good, the quality is not going to be as good if you keep it preserved for long periods of time. I know somebody that actually had the 1991 version. It was sitting in a box, never used, never worn, still wrapped up, and by the time he took it out, you can see like it was basically just deteriorated. It wasn't as good as when he first got it. So, excuse me, I think part of the problem, or part of the reasoning for switching up the part of the engineering, while trying to keep it the OG model, I think part of the reason why is because you want this to be preserved long periods of time. You're paying, what, $200 for the shoe, maybe plus tax. And if you decide to keep it like in a plastic container or a box, you kind of want to preserve this. So I don't fault them for doing that decision. Again, it still looks iconic. But yeah, the Jordan 4, you know that it has the full mesh design on the side panels, right? And kind of on the tongue part, but it also has like the eyelids, right? And the whole idea of the Jordan 4 series for Tinker Hatfield was to provide breathability in the shoe. So when Jordan's moving around up and down the court, like most shoes, you want the best quality shoe to last you over time during the game. So you want that airflow going into the shoe. So it seems like when Jordan 3 came out, it was more so about comfort, and this was engineered for like the airflow, which is fine. And if you can actually see both shoes side by side, and you see that it has that rubber back on the panel with the Nike Air on the back, and they also kind of did the Jordan logo on the tongue. Only difference is this ended up being stitched, and I think this was like some type of it's kind of stitched, but it's not really stitched on here. It's like a panel that they just basically just stitched on. But outside of that, I think I think Tinker Hatfield actually did a good job and kind of taking slight designs from the Jordan 3 and incorporated Jordan 4. You can actually see it on the bottom of the shoe, right? He kept the colorway kind of similar. The only difference is that this is more smooth and this is filled with ridges, right? So it's not really a complete difference, but he kind of kept the colorway the same. But, you know, I like both shoes. I like both shoes. But outside of that, we got to get down to the story because this is an iconic shoe. You got to realize that back in 1989, when the Bulls were playing the Cavaliers in the playoffs, we're talking, I think Mark Price was on this team as a point guard, Cavaliers. Jordan, you know, was playing. It was so iconic. We're so accustomed to seeing a 7-game series of the NBA playoffs, and kind of in the back in the day, it used to be like a 5-game series, at least in the first round, and then when it transitioned later on, as the rounds went on, it got to that 7-game setup. But this was a 5-game series. The Bulls were playing the Cavaliers in the regular season, and the Cavaliers just owned them. You got to also keep in mind that because this is back in 1989, there weren't that many NBA teams, so the Cavaliers and the Bulls saw each other quite frequently. What made this so bad is I think it was about 6 games, if I'm not mistaken, that they matched up in 1989 and that season. But every time they matched up in the regular season, the Cavs won. They won every single game. So in your mind, heading into the playoffs, at least from a Cavaliers fan perspective, you feel good that you're going to play the Chicago Bulls in the first round. Now, granted, Michael Jordan wasn't known to be as dominant as he was later on in the 90s. But this kind of started it all. So, stay with me now. 5-game series, and the series is actually tied 2-2. So we're heading to Game 5. And towards the end, it literally went towards the end. Now, I don't fault Cleveland's approach for trying to defend Jordan, but he came up clutch, right? So, Bulls were down 1. Jordan takes a shot, and it's about, I want to say 10 seconds left. Takes a shot, puts the Bulls in the lead. It is 6 seconds left. Now, most NBA teams will take the approach and say, okay, 6 seconds left. What I'm going to do is set a play up, so I'm taking the last shot. Now, don't confuse this last shot with the flu shot that he took, or the last shots that he took during the flu game when he played the Utah Jazz. We're not even talking about it. We're talking 1989. This is the iconic jump in the air, double pump fake in the air, and with the Gatorade commercial, all types of stuff. And basically, we're just getting into what happened. So, the Cleveland Cavaliers, I don't know what was going on in the huddle. When they called the timeout, it seemed like their thought process was, we're going to attack or score whenever there's a opportunity, right? So as soon as they inbound the ball, 6 seconds left, it was kind of an acrobatic shot, but they shot the ball, it was kind of, I want to say it was acrobatic shot. But the whole point is that they made it. So it was 3 seconds left. Now, you got to keep in mind that Doug Collins, if I'm not mistaken, was the coach of the Chicago Bulls during that series. And Phil Jackson, we knew, took over as head coach, and that's what led to the 6 championships. But he was actually on the coaching staff during that game. So, funny. And Doug Collins must have called a play that was towards, like, somebody other than Jordan. Jordan was hot. He basically had, at that point, he had 42 points. The man was just draining everything. But, kind of probably took it to offense when, Collins didn't call his number. So, of course, Jordan, he didn't take that too lightly. And there might have been a little episode on the sideline where he's like, look, kind of like, give me the ball. I'm the man, He basically just went to Doug Collins and did that whole, look at me. Look at me. I'm the captain of this. I'm joking. But you get my point. He wanted the last shot because Jordan, even at an early age, he was good for telegraphing that defense. He could dictate the defense and basically just break it down the way he wants to break it down. So as soon as that ball inbound with 3 seconds left, Bulls down by 1. Not only did Jordan kind of like dodge a double team, he got away from it. Ball basically passed in from half court. And Jordan's looking up. He gets the ball. He has a clear shot at it. I mean, this is a clear shot. And you don't even see the defender, but at the last second, you see the defender kind of like coming from the side. And I would think that, Jordan's going to get blocked. The last second, in midair, this guy just changes the shot and like it's almost like a double pump fake in the air. Changes the shot, and you just see the guy just gliding right by him. The defender got it right in midair, just going right by. Jordan then kind of readjusts the shot, shoots it, game over. Bulls win the series. And I mean, like, this is big because this game's in Cleveland. He's jumping up in the air. That is the most iconic shot because it kind of like, it put Jordan on that mainstream. Basically, like, saying, like, I'm here. I'm here in the NBA. I'm here to stay. And I'm all about this. And that's what basically just, and of course, they didn't win a championship in that series, or at least that year. But it kind of put that staple point in NBA to say, like, this is Jordan. This is who I am. I'm Mr. Clutch. And we've seen shots like that over and over and over again from him when it came to, putting the team on his back, or he did it. Whether it be like a key assist, a shot, a rebound, a steal. Jordan was clutch. Basketball IQ is crazy good. So, that's why I wanted to share that story with you guys. Because, I mean, obviously, 1989, there weren't a lot of people back then who liked sneakers now who really probably do like the color itself. The colorway is dope, don't get me wrong. But understanding the story behind this shoe and why it's so significant in the sneaker community, it's only right that your boy Milton kind of dropped that story. So I'm glad to share that because now I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. It's crazy. It's crazy how one shot can start your career. But the man just kept doing it over and over and over again. That's what just makes Jordan Jordan. That's what separates him from most basketball players. It's that basketball IQ, reading a defense, breaking it down, and just attacking. Which is what I need the Sixers to do tonight for Game 6 against the Raptors. Because man, you know what I'm saying? You're watching this video. Go Sixers. And as I said before I kind of sign off on this video, shout out to all my subscribers. I will be giving away a prize just shortly for eclipsing that 500 subscriber mark. I didn't expect to get this far, and I couldn't have done it without you, so feel free to share this video with other people. And again, I will have that video basically showing what I'm giving away for free. There's actually a couple of things given away for free. Showing my appreciation for thank you for coming on, not just coming on my channel, liking the videos, commenting, but subscribing, So the more I get subscriptions, the more videos I can do. And it's kind of like break that knowledge down and just drop it to you when I can. So your boy Milton, I am out. I am thrilled. I'm stoked. Finally got the Jordan 4 Breds. And don't forget, the Jordan 1 Bred, hopefully coming out later on this year. The Jordan 11 Bred coming out in December. Just keep your phone on lock because I guarantee you there's going to be early pairs. I'm not sure about the number, but if I think about this correctly, it's going to be a hot drop. And so far, all the Breds that released this year, the Jordan 6, the Jordan 4, they all had early cops from the sneakers app, and I expect the same thing to happen from the Jordan 1 as well as the Jordan 11. So your boy Milton, I'm signing off. Stay blessed, everybody. Peace.